allá en el Rancho Grande, allá donde bebí.
Hola y bienvenidos a Whiskey Wednesday. This is the Cinco de Mayo themed edition of Whiskey Wednesday, so we're going to be drinking Dos Equis. Got my Mexico jersey on, representing. We're playing Rancho Grande by Roger Creager, and Mexico definitely holds a special place for me because my wife is Mexican. So I've been pretty exposed to the culture, taken a bunch of trips there, know a decent amount of Spanish, and eaten a lot of the food, tried a lot of the candy. And let me tell you, there's stuff I like about everything, and there's stuff I don't. So I just kind of want to talk about Mexico and kind of my relationship with it in this week's episode. So yeah, first off, my wife is from Mexico. She was born in Mexico and moved here when she was like, I think 8 years old. And so she's totally fluent in Spanish. Her parents still speak Spanish. There's still Spanish all in her household. So lucky for me, I actually took 4 years of Spanish in high school. And then when I met Gabby, I could kind of keep up with what was happening. Now, we've been married for 5 years now. I've known her for 7. And we're just around a lot of Spanish in her family and with her siblings. And so my listening, my comprehension is very, very good. My speaking is still definitely a little bit slow. And don't even try me right now. I've had a couple of these and it's like not going to happen. And it's funny when you're with a Mexican, you get exposed to like a lot of the culture and the food, which is amazing. Gabby's family actually used to own a little Mexican like grocery store and carniceria, which is kind of like a meat market, little restaurant thing. And the food there was amazing. Her mom ran the kitchen, and like we would always go to get breakfast tacos. And I remember she had number one, the best coffee ever. I think she put like cinnamon in it, and it just made it taste amazing. And then her beans are amazing. And then we would always get breakfast tacos with this thick green sauce, like almost like a guacamole style green sauce, but more whipped than that. But it was very spicy, and I love the combination of the coffee with the breakfast tacos. We used to hang out at the store a lot. Unfortunately, they got rid of it, but she still cooks, and it's still awesome. And so yeah, like definitely the food is a plus, but the candy, if you've ever tried Mexican candy, avoid at all costs. Americans do not like Mexican candy because Mexicans view basically like chile powder, something that's like kind of tart and tangy and spicy, as candy. That doesn't make any sense to it, right? We want chocolate, we want sweet. Mexicans want this kind of tart and spicy stuff for candy. So anytime my wife Gabby is like, her mouth waters for the Mexican candy, I'm like, if you're gonna eat that, there's no way you're kissing me. So we've actually taken quite a few trips to Mexico. We went to Cabo for our honeymoon, and it was fun because I wasn't super fluent in Spanish at the time when we went, and being in Mexico was really like the first time I was like fully surrounded by it. And one night we went out drinking, and it was going to be our big like fun go crazy night. And we go out drinking, and Gabby gets like super wasted at, I can't remember what, it's not Hard Rock, it's Margaritaville, or the big bar down there. Anyways, she gets super wasted, and I have to get us home, like, 'cause she's done. It's not like she was passed out, but she wasn't about to like give directions or anything. So I had to speak Spanish to a cab driver to get us back to the hotel that night. And it was like, whoa, I guess I can actually make my way around if need be. And I learned how to order whiskey really well, so there's that. And then we've taken a couple more trips to Mexico. One trip was to visit her family, and that was, well, it was kind of crazy. We drove to San Antonio from Austin to catch a flight because it's very easy to get to Mexico from San Antonio Airport. And we're halfway there. No, we're all the way there when Gabby whips out her passport and realizes it's expired. So we missed our first flight. We had to drive back to Austin, get the passport, drive back down, basically take a red-eye flight, stay in Mexico City. Like, we got in at like 2 a.m. and we had to get up at like 4 a.m. to catch the next flight over to Guadalajara. And it was a wreck. It was a fucking train wreck. We were pretty pissed at each other the first leg of the trip. But once we got there, we had a great time. I got to experience Mexico. We did a lot of like local stuff, and that was awesome. We've taken 2 more trips to Mexico. Once with my parents, and it was like a more family-oriented trip. And so let me show you like some pretty good pictures from the trip. Here we go. Yeah, so like we made it to Cancun, took the kids there and everything, and we took this sweet picture. Oh no, where'd it go? Of us at like the Cancun sign. My parents have a timeshare there, so we'll be going there like pretty often. Here we go. We took some pictures of like all of us, the family. It's a good time. Now all of a sudden I can't find the Cancun sign picture. It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So right outside the resort they have this Cancun, and you stand there. So we took the kids, and basically it was like a full resort and then access to this beach right here. And so it was a super good like family oriented time. Every day me and Gabby got about 1 hour to ourselves, away from the kids, to like drink a margarita while they were napping. The next trip we took was an adult trip. This was for my buddy Charlie and Nicole's wedding. It was awesome. We went to the same place, Cancun, but there's an island just off the coast called Isla Mujeres. And on the north end, there's this beach that is like crystal clear. It's amazing. Like the lightest blue water you've ever seen. You can see actually where the water changes color here from this light blue back into the ocean. It's a super fun trip. We took like some really neat pictures at that. They called it Playa Norte on Isla Mujeres. Water's amazing, and just like nobody was out that day, so it was super calm, and got some really good pictures. That trip was nuts. We drank a lot. It was a good time. And then, yeah, let me show you like what happened for Cinco de Mayo here at the Daily Texas Country headquarters. We picked up some Juan Lobo tequila. We already had a bottle of the Reposado, but we got the Blanco, and we made homemade margaritas. Pretty dope. This is me like full on decked out in the Mexico shirt and the sombrero and all that, and we cooked up a super good meal, made margs, and yeah, made like a ton of really good like quesadillas, homemade guac, and all that kind of stuff. So it was a good Cinco de Mayo. I did all my drinking last night, and so that's why I'm doing the streaming today. So that's about gonna do it for today's Whiskey Wednesday. And you know, I know all you guys celebrate Cinco de Mayo at home. It's a great American holiday to celebrate, but for me, yeah, it definitely hits closer to home. So thanks for tuning in to this week's Whiskey Wednesday. You can check out Daily Texas Country on Twitter at DailyTXCountry, and coming soon, the Daily TX. There we go. The dailytexascountry.com website. This is going to have blog articles, links to our playlists. And if you didn't know, we also have a Cinco de Mayo playlist right here on Spotify with a bunch of like Mexican themed Texas country songs. Okay, so once again, thanks for watching Whiskey Wednesday. Y'all take care.